There we go. All right, we are live. Here we go. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? It is now Wednesday, October 21st. Wow, already. Is it? Are you guys like me? Like, is time just like flying by? It's such a pace that you can hardly keep up. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna do this in the next day or two, and then next thing you know, a week has gone by. You're like, what happened? I don't know what happened. So yeah, that's happening to me a lot. Here we are. We're gonna do our chair stretches on my comically small stool, but at the right height and level to be able to get all my stretches in. So, you know, you can enjoy that. I've already downed my coffee and my water. So on we go. Is it 9 a.m. yet? I know I started a little bit early. You know, we're gonna wait till officially 9 a.m. Only because there are some people on the schedule that literally show up only at 9, so I don't want to be having to stretch while they're showing up. That's not very fair. In the meantime, we'll just another sip of coffee. And the last of the water. There we go. Okay, 9 a.m. it is. Let's go for it. How are we all doing today? Welcome anyone who showed up late. We're doing our chair stretches today. So we're going to start off, obviously, up to down, because that's how we like to do it. That's all. There's no wrong way to do it, as long as you do it, right? So we're going to start off, we're going to do the neck, right? Because it's a very rainy day. And with the barometric pressure that's going on, a lot of the changes cause people to stiffen up. So we're just going to stretch out the neck. Now remember, what we're not doing is we're not trying to elongate the actual top of the spinal column, okay? This is not you're not on the rack, okay? We're trying to stretch out the tense muscles that are in the back of the neck, okay? So we're going to bring our chin forward, keeping our back straight, chin forward, and down. Just like that. And you're going to feel at the base of the neck down here, almost between your shoulder blades, a bit of that stretch. And I'm just going to relax. And back. Good. So remember, we're relaxing into those stretches, right? So we get it. Now, to the side, same thing. We're not forcing our ear down. We're letting the head, so you're creating a nice straight line as the head bends to the side. We're stretching all the way down into the shoulder. Good. So now we're getting those trapezius muscles. And the other side, which are really important. Because a lot of us get a stiff neck. And what happens is we tend to think that it's like our spinal column. So we'll like whip our head around and try to snap that. But that's bad. What you're having is you're having tense muscles. So you want to relax those muscles, okay? So now the front, again, we're not forcing our chin inward. We're bringing the whole thing forward and down again. One last time. Good. Yes, we've done this one twice, I know, intentionally. Because you're going to find that on the second one, after stretching everything, the second one you get a little bit deeper, okay? So we're going to work on the shoulders now. We're going to open them up. There's going to be 2 different types depending on your flexibility level, okay? So don't worry. If you can't do this one right now that we're about to do, we got another one for you after. So don't worry about that, okay? So here's what we're going to do. This will help open up your chest and your shoulders all at the same time. So you're going to start with your hands behind your neck. Now you don't have to be crossing your fingers. You want to be comfortably behind your neck. And then you're going to bring those elbows up. And then once those elbows are up, you're going to try to bring them back. Right? And you're just going to hold it like that. So you're just trying to achieve that position, right? Now, if you can only get, let's say, this far, let's say you're stretching and you only get to here, that's okay too. You're going to feel that stretch. It's important that you feel the stretch and you open yourself up. There we go. Perfect. Excellent. How'd that feel? Pretty good? All right. So, for those of you who might not be able to achieve that, we're going to do some shoulder rolls, okay? We're going to move forward. forward. Right, there we go. Good, now backwards. Perfect. I gotta tell you guys, I don't know if you can hear this, but the sink upstairs has decided it wants to start dripping right now. And it's just dripping onto the stainless steel. It's driving me nuts, but that's okay. We're trying to be zen with this whole thing, right? Okay, so let's go for it again. Here we go. We stretch it back. Remember, you're keeping your back straight, right? We're not doing this slumped over. Back is always straight when we do this. There we go. Right, and I'll just show you incorrect form, right? So now we got our back straight. Imagine I'm like this. You can see how uncomfortable that would be on my lower back, trying to hold me up while I'm trying to pull myself back. It's no good. Posture is everything, guys, and this will encourage your upper posture up in the top of your, there you go, top part of your back. All right, now shoulder rolls again, right? We're doing 2. Why do we do 2? Often the first one, you're stiff, you're getting a few of the kinks out. The second one, you can get a nice deep stretch or a little bit added flexibility. Like this isn't exactly a stretch, right? It's a flexibility thing. Movement. We're encouraging movement. Arms, you can do whatever you want with. I happen to be a typical white guy. My dancing, I never know what to do with my hands. Same thing when I do stuff like this. So whatever's comfortable, guys. Good. Perfect. Just like that. Very easy. All right. Now we're going to work down here. Okay. So keeping your hands down. Just going to open up that chest. Okay. That's all we're doing. Now, if you look, though, I'm bringing my arms back. I'm not forcing my lower spine to bend to push that chest out. I'm bringing my arms back, which opens that chest up, okay? So that's your idea, is you want to stretch these muscles out. So you bring your arms back as much as you can. And maybe you can't go too far right now, but you will. That's why we do this every week. There we go. Open it up. Get that stretch going. Very nice. Good. Awesome. You guys are doing great. We're already almost halfway there. Right? We're going to throw in a bonus at the end. But for now, we're going to stick to the basics. Okay, ready? Here we go again. Remember, back straight, arms to the side, and we just open it up. Now, if you want to be up here, you can. That's going to put some added tension onto your shoulders. So if you're a little bit shoulder impairment, remember, we're focusing on the chest. Right? You don't always have to add, especially in the stretch department. You don't want to add too many things to one stretch. You don't want it to be so strenuous that you can't stretch, unless you're really advanced. So if you're doing this and it's too easy, yes, you can come up here. But if you feel a stretch by doing this, then that's where you're at, okay? Perfect. Now, we're going to do our wrists again, right? We got a lot of feedback, especially from those computer people, that this is really, really good for them. You know, and in this day and age, it's good for all of us because let's face it, we're either on the computer or we're on our phones, right? Like our hands are constantly working nowadays. So let's stretch that part out. Good, right? We don't have to hold it long. A couple of seconds here. 10 seconds is what I usually aim for. Now, again, why 10 seconds? Why do I do 10 reps? So 10 seconds is a good enough time for you to relax into. Remember, it's relaxing into the stretch, right? So if you go down, let's say you do it for 3 seconds, right? And then you're back. That doesn't give you enough time to relax. You want to bring it down, right? Relax into that stretch. So 10 seconds is a good enough time for you to relax. Right? For that tension to dissipate. And then you're nice and relaxed. Good. Awesome. Okay. Now we're going to do some snake charmers. We're going to do this side mobility. We did these yesterday standing up, if you remember. We're going to do them sitting down, right? So, got to get those arms up, right? Because remember, see my arms down? See how it pulls my shoulders forward? We don't want that. This way, okay? I know some of you are hearing the same thing every week, but listen, they're fundamentals, right? There are certain things that just have to be repeated all the time, right? It's very easy, especially in fitness, to get so advanced that you forget the basics, right? So, you want to make sure that these fundamentals are repeated, not just for you, who might be a beginner, but even for me, who's a pro. You want to know why? Because one of the things that a lot of no matter what your environment is, right? So I'm saying it as a trainer, but you could be a professional. You can be an engineer, you can be an architect, you could be anything. Because you see and know so much, you sometimes forget that the people you're talking to might not know all that stuff, right? So you can't assume that everybody is going to know all of these things. So you're there to make sure that they know all the right information. So whether it be you're managing your staff, you could be running a restaurant, accounting, customer service, doesn't matter, right? You can't assume that people know the fundamentals as well as you do. So that's why you're going to keep hearing me repeat myself over and over and over, right? Because I want all of us to do it right, myself and you. Okay, now we're going to work on the lower back. You all love bending your back, so here we go, okay? Now, we're going to do a little bit different than we did when we were standing up, okay? You're going to scoot yourself to the edge of the chair. See, I have a comically tiny stool, right? I mean, it looks like a kid's stool, right? It's that small. So I can do it sitting here. But if you're in a full chair, you need to move up on the chair, okay? So, 2 reasons. One, the chair usually slopes you backwards for comfort, and it's also leaving way too much blocking your leg area. So we don't want that, right? So you just got to scooch forward on the chair. And please, guys, not with any wheels. I know it sounds crazy, but people sometimes I've had people try this at an office and they just go ahead and try it and then the chair shoots out. So let's, right, a nice solid place. So we're going to bring first our elbows and forearms. We're going to try to get them to the knees, keeping the back straight now, okay? So as far as you can go. Now, if you can only go this far, put your hands down for now. And I'll explain. This is 2-stage, right? So let's get down with the back straight. Good. Now we get to relax the back, all right? And we let our forearms come down by our legs. And now we're reaching down kind of the sides of our feet. And we relax. Good. Hands back up. Right? Support our back. Bring our shoulders up. And we pull ourselves up, right? So we don't want that added weight on the lower back. So for those of you, I'm going to do the other one without my elbows touching. For those of you who might not have been able to do it, okay? I'll show you how it's fundamentally the same thing. And you can do it. Okay? So, here we go. We're going to do it again. For those of you who were able to get to the knees, go for it, right? For those of you who can't, here we go. So we're going to lean forward a little bit, keeping the back straight. Now everyone can do it a little bit, right? So let's say we're really, really tight, and this is as far as we can go. No problem, okay? What you're going to do is these are going to slide down your legs. We're just going to let ourselves bend. But if you see, I'm not reaching with my arms, okay? It's important not to reach with the arms. We keep the shoulders where they are. We're letting the back relax. Right? And then we bring it down. So even if you're not as bent forward, even if you're not starting at such a low spot, you still get that nice stretch. Right? And again, you use your hands to support. Bring your shoulders up. And there you go. Good job, guys. Doing great. Doing fantastic. Listen, I'm very proud of you already. We haven't even done much. Okay, so The next thing we're going to work on the hip. Okay, and you should be able to do this sitting down. If you need a towel, because you cannot do this, if you have a towel, I'll show you the towel version in a minute. Okay, so I'll put this back up here. I think I like reaching up, then bending over. Okay, so for those of you who can do it, here's what you're going to do. You're going to bring that leg up, hand on the knee, back straight, and you relax into the stretch. Right? So when you think about what I'm doing here, I'm not forcing my leg into pain or discomfort, okay? What I'm doing is I'm letting my arms hold my legs so I can relax into the stretch, right? Because yes, in theory, I can lift my leg up, right? But this allows me just to let go of the muscles in that leg and let that stretch set in. And once you relax, you're going to feel yourself deepen into that stretch. Okay, for those of you who have a little bit flexibility issues, right, this is what we're doing. We're going to do one of these, okay? It doesn't, if you're tight and you're stiff, it doesn't have to be far, right? Because the tighter you are, you're going to feel a stretch pretty much right away. But we want to encourage that movement. You have hip flexors that need to be moved, okay? So don't worry that you're not way up here. Don't worry about that. You go as high as you can go. That's your target, right? There we go. Good. Now remember, we release slow. We don't let it drop. Remember the snap? It's been a week since I did my show and tell. Do I need to do it again? Okay, we'll see. We'll try one more and we'll see. All right. Getting that leg up. Nice and relaxed. Remember, we've relaxed into that stretch. Good. Now, bring your leg down. Perfect. Oh, I don't know. That was a little fast. Let's try the other one. All right. Now, you're going to see on the second one, you might be able to get a little bit deeper, which is great. You got to keep that back straight, guys. If you bend over, this doesn't count, right? Got to keep that back straight. I know you hate it, but we got to do it. It's the only way. And there we go. Perfect. Okay, I will do the show and tell. I saw a couple of you go a little bit fast there. So let's see. Do I have, here we go. Here's my little tester, right? So, remember, things stretch. And in this, it is a compromised position. We got to release it and let it come back to its form, right? So, in this situation, yes, it feels like you're pulling up, but what you're doing is you're actually stretching a lot of tissue. And the muscle, this hip flexor that's holding you up, has now relaxed because you're holding the leg up. If you let go and drop that leg, this has to go, this tissue right here has to go from 0 to 100 instantly to stop your leg from impacting on the ground too hard. Right? So instead of being able to do this, it has to go like that. And that will cause pain. So don't do that. All right, folks? We don't want that. You guys are doing great. You realize we're already almost done, right? Okay, we got hamstrings, glutes, and ankles. Calves are a little bit tough being down here, but if you do the ankle stretches, the way we're going to do the ankle circles, we're going to get a bit of a stretch into that, so don't worry about that. So now we're going to work, let's start with the glutes, okay? The hamstrings are really, really good. Actually, you know what? We'll try something a little bit different, because I had someone tell me that their hamstrings are really tight, which prevents them from doing the glute stretch, which is possible, depending on your condition, is possible. So let's sort that out right now, okay? So we'll do the hamstring. So again, on the end of the seat. So you don't want to be so far back that the wood of the chair is digging in to any part of your leg, right? It's going to cut off the circulation. So you really want to get way up there. Toe up, back straight, easy as pie, right? We know how this goes. And we use the other leg to support, and we slide forward, and you should feel the whole thing all at the same time, right? We're not getting too much on the knee, If we're getting too much on the knee, we gotta adjust. Right? Could be that your back's not straight. If your back's like this, you're not gonna be able to feel it on your knee. You're gonna not be able to feel it the length. You're gonna have to roll so far that it's gonna push down on the knee. Back straight and go. There we go. Just like that. There we go. I'm telling you, I'm getting a neck stretch trying to find that camera. All right, there we go. Let's try the other side. So I got my even neck stretch looking for that camera. There we go. Right, back straight. Good stuff. There we go. Now, it doesn't take much. If you're doing this right, it doesn't take much. Unless you're nice and flexible. If you're like me, again, previous injuries, we're all in different situations. And once we're here, we relax. Remember, we're not forcing against it. So don't push so hard. You push, you get there. Relax. Good. Doing great. Want to do another one? All right. We'll just spin it around this chair. All right. So here we go. All right. Back straight. Remember, we get there. Now you're going to feel the tension. Relax. Let that just relax and set in. There you go. Good. Doing great. You know what? I'm going to do like less than the full 360. You know how this goes by now. Right? And pull forward. Again, we feel that tension. Relax. We're not fighting against it. Good. All right. So, glute stretch, which are these guys. Essentially what you're going to do is you're going to sit with your legs crossed. Right? Back straight. And you're just going to try to scooch forward a little bit. Right? So the glute you're stretching out is this side, not this side. So don't worry about this side. Right? And we're just coming forward. Now you're coming forward straight. So just make sure we have a tendency to lean. When we do something like this, we have a tendency to lean. Right? And then do this. So let's not do that. We got to make sure we're up straight. And just sitting up straight, you're going to feel that glute stretch. So you might not have to pull very far, right? And then we just lean forward. Yeah. You don't want discomfort in that hip. We want that glute stretch. And we relax, right? Now you can't see it, but my back straight. Keep that back straight. Good. And back. And remember, slow, right? Good. We don't pull it off and let it drop, okay? Other side, good. You can see this side got himself a tight glute. Right, there we go. And we'll lean forward. Perfect. It's been great. And back. There we go. Okay, one more. Good. There we go. And we're up. Right, so remember, before we lean forward, don't rush it, right? Before you lean forward, make sure you're good. You're in a comfortable position, your back is straight, and then we lean. And relax. Right? Relax. Good, perfect. Right, and that glute's getting a nice stretch right now. Good. Perfect. There we go. Now this one, see the old previous injuries acting up? Look at this thing. Not even flexible. But listen, guys, some of us, we're going to be in that situation, right? We're going to have some parts of our body that are way more flexible than others. I didn't understand the lower body, right? So I had injuries that I didn't take care of. Now I'm getting better at it. But the good sign, I was not able to cross my leg at one point. I was so unflexible. So you'll get there. So don't get discouraged. Right? I don't get discouraged by this. Yeah, it's not 100%. It's not even as good as the other leg. But it's going to get there. As long as I stick to it. That's what counts. Okay, so last thing we're going to do. We're going to do our ankle stretches, right? Our ankle circles. But what I'd like you to do, if you could, okay, is really, now I'm just bringing this up for the sake of the camera. You don't need to prop it up, okay? What I want you to do is really accentuate that circle. So let's do 5 really slow ones. So you're pointing really hard and pulling up, really pushing that circle. Right? You're going to feel your calf stretching just by doing this. This is why I say you don't really need to do a calf stretch if you're trying hard. Right? So push it down. Good. Now the other direction. Right? Why are we pushing so hard, Chris? You always tell us not to push hard in the stretching. Well, what we're trying to do is we're going to try to, because remember, some of us have those squares, right? We're trying to really encourage added motion to that ankle. See, when we do things standing up, our ankle is being stretched just by doing other motions, right? You do a calf stretch and it moves your foot for you. Just standing moves your foot, right? When we're sitting, and maybe we're doing this at a desk at work, maybe we're not walking enough today, we really want to encourage that extra movement. And by going slow, you can focus, because remember, some of us, we do it fast and get like these kind of wonky circles. They're not really circles, they're kind of like squares. We go over here, and then we come up here, and then over, right? Going nice and slow, you can concentrate. Focus on that. Really try to get that circle. Yeah, there we go. And you're going to get it, guys. I'm not at all worried about it. You're going to get it. Perfect. All right, let's try the other one. We'll do 2. All right. Okay, so okay, I'm getting it now. I get it. I see what I'm supposed to do. Really want to accentuate that. And the other way. Now, if you hear some snap, crackle, pop going on down there, the old Rice Krispies ankles, generally it's not an issue, okay? What tends to happen is we have a lot of tissue, especially when we have tight tissue, that makes these kind of popping sounds when they unravel. If it aggravates you, in other words, right, you feel it and you're like, oh, that was weird. If it made an odd sensation, whether it be tingling, whether it be soreness or numbness, then, okay, you know what? Let's take a break. Let's let it recover. Because what can happen is that tissue is a very miraculous thing, especially if you drink a lot of water, guys. You need that water. Okay? It's very important, and tissue can most often regenerate itself. Right? We can come back from injuries that seem unbelievable, right? But the 2 things we need to do: proper physiotherapy, whether it be movement, coaching, whatever you like, and we need to give it time to heal. We can't have a sore ankle, sore knees, sore hip, and then run around all day. We can't do it. Right? We got to give our body time to heal, because that's what it needs. So that's it for today, guys. Listen, it's Wednesday. The week is almost over. November 1st, we're going to do a live webinar. So we're going to set up a Facebook group, an event. I'm going to send invites to all of you. And we're going to do a live webinar. So we're going to talk about macronutrients, something that everybody needs. So that way, whatever you're working nutrition-wise, you know what you're talking about. And when your friends try to dish you out some fat diet BS, you can slap them with the facts, and that'll be the end of that. So listen, have a great day, guys. Hope you're feeling good, nice and stretched out, ready to start your day. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. And the awkward sign off as usual. Bye, everybody.